Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Off the Top. I'm Michael Sperber, joined as always by Josh House.
How you doing, Michael?
How you doing, Josh?
I'm hanging in there, bro.
What's going on? How was your weekend?
This is an exciting weekend of sports, you know. I like it.
All right,
Good games is going on this week.
What's going on? Keep it going.
Well, first of all, don't forget to like Off the Top Sports Talk on Facebook. You know, somewhere someone is dogging your team, your city. You got to get back at them. This is the platform to do it. Do we have an Off the Top of the Babe of the Week this week, Mike?
This week's Off with the Top Babe, Mila Kunis. You remember her?
She's popular right now.
You remember her as Jackie on that 70s shows, Kelso's girlfriend?
Definitely.
Now, she's Esquire's sexiest woman alive. And a personal favorite of mine.
She's hot right now. She's all over the place.
Jackie is all grown up and
baller model, baller actress. She's handling her business right now.
not a bad thing. She is this week's Off with the Top Babe of the Week. Congratulations, Mila. House, ballers. This week's ballers.
This week's ballers, huh? We got to go with the legend. I know he didn't get the W this week, but we're gonna go with Tony Gonzalez again. 8 catches, 78 yards, a touchdown. You can't stop Tony Gonzalez. You can only hope to contain him.
All we can hope for is one more season.
That's all we can hope for. One more year, Tony. One more year.
You got gas in the tank. Give us one more year.
I mean, I've been
Go get that ring.
I've heard some rumors that maybe he's not absolutely sold on Matt Ryan, which a lot of people are starting to talk about, that maybe he kind of tends to have a little choke problem in the second half of games, in the fourth quarter maybe.
Hey, but they might be on the verge. So just give us one more year.
One more year, Tony. Come on, don't go out like that. You're too good. You're still the best in the league. I know you want to come kick it with the family a little bit more, stay out here in Cali a little bit more. We can't blame you.
Cali weather.
You got to do it for the ATL. They need a title, and they're not going to do it without you, I don't think. So,
hey, either if he wins or he loses, he's still HB's finest.
He's the greatest tight end to ever play the game. Most catches, most yards, most everything. I mean, the guy's the best. That's all there is to it. He is a ballaholic.
Who else we got?
All right, next we got the brothers Harbaugh.
Jim and John?
Jim and John are not having a bad week, all right? They just make it to the Super Bowl to go against each other. I mean, how many times in the press conferences are you going to hear one brother say the other team's coached so well? I've already heard it like 20 times.
I love it.
Well, I know they're going to be well coached because my brother is there, but
It's so funny. John's like a nice guy, good guy, tough guy, great coach. Jim's just like his younger, whiny little.
He's a successful one though when it came to football.
Man.
He was the one in the NFL playing quarterback. I don't remember John in the NFL playing QB.
John just seems like real practical, nice guy, genuine.
He seems less emotionally crazy.
Jim is just a whiny little brother that you just. I'm sure John and Jim had battles.
You think he whined when he lost to his older brother?
Yes, that guy's whiny. Last year, they made it to the NFC and the AFC championships and lost. This year, they're going to the Super Bowl.
Only 15 months separate the brothers. I mean, you think about it, Baltimore easily could have won that game last year. They missed 2 field goals, and they, what's his name? Flacco outplayed Brady now 2 years in a row, pretty much. So,
speaking of Joe
Flacco balled, man.
Speaking of Joe,
he's the third baller.
Hey, there you go.
Number 3 baller of the week, Joe. I am an elite quarterback.
Not
Flacco.
yet.
Hey. He now holds the record for playoff wins on the road of all in the history of the NFL. That means you're a baller in my book.
He's ringless.
You have to go on the road and win games in the playoffs, and that's what he does.
Hey,
I would not have said this, a while back, but
you wouldn't have said that last week.
It's true. He's doing his thing, man. You cannot. He beat Tom Brady. He's outplayed Tom Brady and Peyton Manning 2 weeks in a row. All right, on the road at their houses, walked out with a W.
Okay.
I mean, it's hard to say, man.
All right.
He's an elite quarterback right now in my book. I got to say it.
And this week's Fallers?
The Fallers. There's no one that has fallen more than this guy lately.
Oh, my God.
Dead girlfriend doesn't exist. We found out.
Hey, this guy's giving me...
We found out he has trouble against NFL caliber offensive linemen and running backs. because he missed some tackles. He was getting dominated all over that field. I did not see the Manny Te'o that everybody was talking about coming into that game.
This guy's giving me idiot shivers. He's giving me idiot pimples, dude, all
like
over
that.
my body.
I like
right
that.
now, okay? Dead girlfriend doesn't exist.
The public is not
lying.
stupid. The public is not stupid when they find
out. What's this guy's problem?
Is he that naive? If he isn't just that naive, then I can see a problem with teams drafting a guy who's that dumb and naive that just
Some people have brought it up. It's a religious thing that
being a Mormon at a Catholic university, he hides and stays in his room.
I don't know what this is, but this is the most bizarre story I've ever heard.
There's so many people. I've heard so many different things. I know there was rumors that he was maybe gay, and they were trying to cover that up with this story about
Something's
a girlfriend.
up, and we're gonna talk about it later. Who else we got as followers?
All right, we got Mike D'Antoni.
This guy is just a corn, dude. I want him out of here.
How is your couple weeks going right now? 2-9 in the last 11 games, Lakers.
And just in disarray right now. Powell's coming off the bench complaining. Kobe's tired, no legs, guarding point guards.
That's probably one of the 3 worst records in the NBA over the last 11 games.
This is the worst coach I've seen. This is the worst Laker coach I've ever seen. And there's been some questionable ones. But by far, this is the worst one.
We have too much talent to suck this bad.
This is what I'm saying. There needs to be a change. I've tried to give him a chance. Not really, but maybe a little bit. And I'm sick of it. I'm done with this guy. The team is in disarray. Dwight Howard's leaving if this guy comes back next year.
Does he know the definition of the word defense?
Cut the losses. Get rid of him. Bring Phil back. Let's get the ship righted, and let's win championships. That's what this team is made to do.
Does he even know what the word defense means? Does he go over defense in practice?
I'll tell you what, this guy's pissing me off right now.
Or does he just have him shoot every 4 seconds in practice?
We might have to have a Mike D'Antoni Lakers special, and it's just going to be an hour of just anger towards this man.
Hey, Jim Buss, great hire there. We didn't need Phil Jackson. We wanted D'Antoni. That's what the fans are saying right now,
You know what? I don't know who put this team together, but I like it. We
have talent. The talent is not a question. Earl Clark, I'm loving that kid right now. He's
I like him. Athlete, energy off the bench, not starting.
Dwight Howard looks horrible to me.
He lit 5 shots.
It's horrible. He looked bad.
He looks terrible. He doesn't know what he's doing out there. There's no offense going on. Kobe's tired, putting up horrible shooting percentages again. I'm getting pissed.
Yeah, it's not
Fallers.
Laker fans are venting. They're pissed off.
I'm almost at a point, and I hate to say this.
You don't even like to watch the games right now?
I'm almost at a point where I'm rooting for them to lose. Why?
I'll be honest. I've been betting against them.
To see a change.
I've been betting against them.
And that's how much passion I have for the Lake Show. I'm president of Laker Nation. We need a change at the coaching position. Next faller.
You're not only a player, you're a player president?
Yes.
Let's see. Bill Belichick is our third and final faller.
The great Bill Belichick?
The hoodie decided that he doesn't need to do the post game interview after a loss. Why would he?
Too big for the post game interview?
God, he's a bad loser. I'm a bad loser too, so I don't hate on that. But you gotta go and do the interview. You get fined for that.
The thing is that this interview is brought to you by these TV programs that pay you hundreds of millions of dollars a year.
Yeah, you gotta be man up. You win or you lose.
You're basically partners at your job. So you gotta come to play. You gotta do what's expected of you. And win or lose, you need to do your responsibilities, and that's go and do the news conference. And win or lose, you gotta step up to the plate, Bill. Chappy, angry young man.
The Belichick's defense is what he used to be known for back in the day. I thought, their defensive backs are horrible.
Yeah.
They've been spending draft picks on defensive guys. They got John Jones, his little brother, playing DN. He's pretty good, but their defense on the whole is below average. It's not very good. And they get showed, in the big games, it shows. Baltimore dominated that second half. Did you like the Terrell Suggs post-game comments on the way to the locker room?
I like Sizzle. He's got swagger.
Saying, have fun at the Pro Bowl, Patriots. Couple other things we can't really repeat on this show.
What did he say?
He said that they're a little arrogant. I think he had something to say. They're arrogant.
Arrogant
have fun at the Pro Bowl. You can go ahead and repeat that one.
All right. We got ballers. Tony G. Jim and John Harbaugh, Joe Flacco, and Fallers Manti Te'o, the embarrassing Manti Te'o, the embarrassing Mike D'Antoni, and Bill Belichick. Just a little too big for the post-game press conference. So, all right, House. Playoffs, championship weekend, NFC championship game, San Francisco 49ers, top hometown legend, Tony Gonzalez and the Falcons, 28-24, earning the 49ers a trip to the Super Bowl. And
would have been nice if someone told us that was going to happen, wouldn't it?
last week's household lock of the week. Congratulations. Is that 3 out of 4?
We're stacking chips right now.
Dude,
we're stacking chips. We're hot. We're undefeated in the playoffs in football.
Ever since that hailstorm in San Diego.
What are you going to do? Shit happens, you know?
Hey, we moved past.
You don't win them all. There's no one I've ever met that's won every bet. We're going to win most of them. We're going to try
all
to win
I know
most
is
of
that
them,
there's a nice little Escalade with rims on it out there. I see you rolling in now.
Yeah,
things are looking good financially. I love it. But I'm not happy about Tony being bounced.
It's a heartbreaking loss for our
good
friend of the show, Tony Gonzalez.
8 catches,
having seen this guy,
touchdown.
having seen this guy go from a little 4th grader kid who was just a freak and big body to just the dominating force that he is now. It's hard to see him say he's going to hang it up. Just to even hear him say that he's thinking
I don't
about hanging
like
it. It makes me sick to my stomach. He's still there's no tight end better than him right now. I don't care what you say. There's no one better than Tony Gonzalez in the league.
When it comes,
Jimmy Graham's here for a minute.
Does he get hurt?
He's always there.
Exactly. I mean, some people have a little flashier games.
Yeah.
But Tony is
might have
always
2 inches
there
on him.
for 6 to 9 catches a game, 80 to 110 yards,
He's not gonna
1 to
drop
2
balls.
touchdowns.
He doesn't drop balls very
Matt
often.
Ryan's safety outlet every single time.
Speaking of Matt Ryan,
396 yards, NFC championship record.
he had a pretty good game, but you know what? I got high school kids who don't drop that ball right there, okay? I have Pop Warner kids that don't drop that ball and just hand the game over, the momentum back to the other team.
Well, Atlanta stormed
Give
to
it
an
away.
early 17-0 lead.
The household lock was in
trouble.
People were talking smack.
People were hitting up on that Facebook page, Off the Top Sports Talk, like us.
Don't doubt us. You know, they said the same thing in a Seattle
House,
Washington
you're
game.
in trouble. House, you're in trouble. You're like, hey, don't fear.
The fat lady
I got
is not
this.
sung yet,
I got
okay?
this. Did you think your lock was in trouble?
It was not looking good early. I mean, you don't want to give up a 17-point lead in the first half to a team at home, you know?
But hey,
I had faith in the defense of the 49ers and the Harbaughs, the fighting Harbaughs.
I was impressed at the way the 49ers didn't panic. They
Kaepernick
stuck
didn't
with their
panic.
game plan, ran the ball, and guess who came up to play a little bit?
Vernon Davis.
The Davis sighting?
5 catches, broke 100 yards, got a touchdown. He had a
Dude,
couple of good games and he fell off.
And he came to play on that when they got down 17-0. He came to play, getting them back into it, getting a touchdown. Then LaMichael James came around that edge.
It's about time that you get your tight end involved who's
Dude,
6
he's
foot,
like the fastest guy on
6
this
foot
floor.
1, 260
field.
pounds, and runs a 4.4.
Yeah.
I mean, get the guy the ball in an open field. Let him make some moves. Let him outrun people.
After they got that first touchdown at 17-7, you could feel the momentum tilting.
The only thing that worried me was when Crabtree fumbled on the 1. I thought that might be our golden chance of taking the lead. Although it might have, ended up being a good thing because we stopped them real quick, got the ball back, ended up scoring at the end just to seal it and not give them much time to try to get in and score.
Crabtree was working on that. It's like that was a different fumble than the Matt Ryan fumble.
Oh, yeah.
Matt Ryan fumble was just right in here. Crabtree was fighting. You can't fumble right there inside the 1. You can't do it.
I mean, he had both hands on the ball. He just took a big hit. It happens.
He was
It's football.
fighting to get into that end zone.
Just like Ridley.
Poor guy.
Was that Ridley? There was some hitting going on this week in football.
I thought that. Well, we'll talk about that game. That hit right there by Pollard was a changer.
Yeah. Kaepernick, though, the thing I'm starting to see with him is that he's getting a little bit of the Brett Favre in him, that he throws the ball so damn hard that defenders can't even pick the ball off. I mean, the receivers are waiting for it, but the defenders, that ball's on them so fast and so hard that it's just they're caught off guard by it, I think,
Hey, he was a pitcher, 93-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, but you can see the difference between the other guys.
Atlanta, the game plan for for them to stop the run. His run, he had 21 yards on the ground.
Yeah.
He started chucking the ball.
Well, he didn't run for 180 this year. He
No,
sat in
he
the
didn't.
pocket
He
and
did.
said, I can beat you like this,
So,
too.
hey.
So he's looking good. His future's bright.
His future's real bright. Jim Harbaugh's got a dime piece right there.
Yeah,
So,
he's pretty excited on that.
What about Acre Maker?
Ooh,
Chokes. What are they going to do?
struggling.
What are they going to do with kicker in the Super
He's
Bowl?
too old. Get him out of here, man. Get a new kicker.
The Acre Maker used to be good on the Eagles. Doesn't
Yeah.
have it anymore?
He's a good from inside 35, 40 yards. If you get him anything outside of that, you're praying for it, you know? You don't know what you're going to get.
Crabtree came to play again. Other than that fumble, he was Kaepernick's.
Watch Crabtree in next year's fantasy. He's gonna be a
His
top
stock is
5 or 6
rising.
receiver coming up here. Watch.
Frank Gore.
Frank Gore came back and played like
2
the old Frank
touchdowns?
Gore. We played like the old Frank Gore. And, we got the kid from Oregon starting to play a little ball
Michael
now.
James.
Just starting to get him in there right at the right time
Guy's
of the
got
year.
some talent, dude.
Change
He's
it up.
fast.
Yep. He wasn't even on their roster for the first 8 games.
And Frank
or something
Gore
like
was throwing up the U,
that. Yep.
representing. Everybody knows when they were in their prime. Was that a PI?
No,
Fourth
I
and
didn't
4
think so. I didn't
on
think
Roddy
so.
White.
No, I didn't think so.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't
He was
think so.
being held.
That was a great play. He put his hand
Who
in
was
there,
that,
got
Bowman?
out, and put his hands out. I mean,
Was that Bowman? He was holding him
bang, bang play.
past 5 yards.
You got to catch that. But you got to get
And
there.
Matt Ryan was struggling with the
Throw
separated
the ball to Tony
shoulder.
Gonzalez, and you don't have a
Why
problem.
didn't they throw the ball to Tony Gonzalez? That's his area.
Because Matt Ryan didn't want to win the game. I don't know. You got to throw the ball to
They didn't
TG.
want to win
Throw
it?
the ball to the guaranteed Hall of Famer, the best there ever was, who doesn't drop balls.
Yeah, Matt Ryan, second
And if you
half.
look back after the game, you saw Tony on the interview. Look at the coach and say, "I was open."
Is that what he said?
Oh yeah, he was not happy.
He shouldn't be happy.
Oh, I mean, it was hard, man.
Dude, he
Seeing
owns
him
that
like
area.
He
That's
does.
his time.
Exactly. Get him the ball in the
If
red
they would have
zone.
called a PI right there, he would have gotten a touchdown.
Yeah.
And that would have been it. Tony Gonzalez bringing 2 touchdowns home to the Super Bowl.
What I wanted was to see him and Ray Lewis square off in the Super
Nah,
Bowl
but
for
you
sentimental, sentimental
You picked the
reasons.
Niners. You wanted
know.
to see the 49ers.
Hey, this is gambling, all right? My heart wanted Tony Gonzalez to win, but my head told me to take the 49ers, okay?
Okay. Okay.
We learned a long time ago to stop betting with your heart if you want to make money. You know what I'm
Very
saying?
true. That is very true.
There's a ton of people out there who have lost a ton of money with betting
So
with their
Matt
heart.
Ryan, let's talk about Matty Ice. I mean,
Eddie Ice.
is he a franchise quarterback? He's solid. I mean, Atlanta
Right
keeps
now, the
them,
best
right?
thing I can
Keeps
say-
him, right? They don't look for a new quarterback, do they?
Oh, no.
He's good enough.
Their defense needs to get better, and I don't know, try to make the offensive line a little better, pick up another running back maybe, get rid of Burner Turner. But
He just can't fumble and throw that pick to Chris Colliver. I mean, that was kind of like
Agreed.
second half. They were up big. They were up 24-14 at half, and he does that. That's how you lose games.
No.
And that's how Jim Harbaugh teams take advantage of that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Jim Harbaugh, the guy knows what he's doing.
Dude,
Dude.
almost 400
Just-
yards for Matt Ryan. That's
Jim Harbaugh
hard
just
loss.
demands a physical
Julio Jones,
team.
11 for 182.
Oh, yeah, we do
two
have
tugs.
to talk about Julio.
I mean, what are you? He looks like the Predator a little bit to me when you see him, but he's a bad boy. Him and Roddy White out there, Tony Gonzalez.
Dude, what do you
that's
have,
the
like,
best receiving core.
He had like
Three guys
five catches, 105 yards.
in the
in,
first
like,
half,
First quarter.
Yeah, he was killing it. He's a hard matchup for anybody. He's huge.
He's a
and
hard
fast as hell.
matchup.
All right, so Ravens and Patriots.
Ravens and Patriots.
Not much going on for the Patriots in that second half, huh?
Bill Belichick, 17-6 postseason record. What'd you think coming in? You had to think the Patriots were going to come to play, right?
I thought the Patriots were going to smash them. The more I thought about it, though, I said, you'd never want to bet against a Ray Lewis-led team in an emotional game.
What was going on with Ray Lewis on the Star Spangled Banner?
I wasn't paying attention to that.
You weren't? He
No.
was so emotional.
I was out at a crowded bar. It was kind of hard to see. Oh yeah, he was emotional.
Very emotional.
But that's the way he is. He plays with his heart on his sleeve his whole life. He always had. His whole career he's done it. That's the way you got to love the guy. You know what he's thinking by the way he plays. You can see what's going on in his
But dude,
mind
if
by
you
the way he
if
plays.
you're standing up and you have a camera like right down here shooting up at you, and you're just crying and singing, and it just seems a little much. I think he's playing it up a little bit. Like, I like the way Tony Gonzalez is handling this. like a professional. He's not really looking for the camera. The
Hey,
camera's finding him.
Ray Lewis is a one of a kind. There's no one else like him. He's going to do whatever the hell he
I
wants.
think he's playing it up a little bit.
He's done pretty good. He's had a pretty good career.
He's had
linebacker.
a great career.
Yeah.
There's no
I'm
doubt
not
about
going to argue
that.
with whatever Ray Lewis does.
But he's he's kind of playing it up a little bit.
All right, one thing I did want to say here about this AFC Championship game was that the Ravens were able to do something no one's ever done to Tom Brady. 67-0 when leading at home at halftime. And
That's
the
impressive.
Baltimore Ravens were able to shut him down in the second half and take the victory. That's an impressive stat right there. I mean, 67-0. The guy's never been beat when leading at halftime. That's amazing.
So how was Baltimore able to do it?
Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, Lodi Nada, the defense stepped up. They hit people in the mouth. They guarded them tough. What really hurt the Patriots, I thought, was when Aqib Talib went out. And they just started being able to go at his guy all game long after that. They took advantage of the second string guy in there.
It looked like he tweaked his hamstring.
I love me some Anquan Bolden.
Dude,
the guy's the toughest pound for pound guy in the league, maybe.
Dude, he's a tight end playing receiver. He's the most physical receiver
like an
in
offensive
the game,
guard.
I
He
believe.
plays receiver.
He's taken Hines Ward's spot, I believe.
Yeah, oh yeah.
As the most physical, tough. I mean, there's big receivers like Megatron, who's just like a freak, but like tough receivers.
Oh.
Anquan Bolden, dude, just
friend
reliable.
Friend of the show, Matt Leinart, told me when he was on the Arizona Cardinals that there was not a question that he was the pound for pound toughest guy on the team.
Yeah, I saw Leinart tweet something about his boy, dude.
That's his boy. He loves Anquan.
I'm sure everybody loves Bolden.
He was a beast.
He is a beast.
Look at the guy's arms, bro. He is jacked. He doesn't miss many weight room workouts. You know, he's.
Did you see Brady spike Easy Ed Reed?
I saw that today.
What did you think?
It's a little like the Indomitian Sue. I think he'll get fined for it.
I thought it was a little dirty.
I think he'll get fined for it.
What was that? You don't do that to Easy Ed Reed.
I think I can see that maybe he didn't want to get hit. He thought that they might try to take a cheap shot, and he wanted to keep his foot high enough that if he's coming in the head.
No.
I mean, you can say
that was dirty.
It was dirty.
The Golden Boy getting dirty?
This is Golden Boy frustrated is what it was. He was frustrated, and he's like, I'm going to,
They were winning.
But then he wasn't having a game he wanted to have.
Questionable time management. I mean... they got up to the line and then didn't call the timeout until 4 seconds. They had a timeout to burn with like 15 seconds to go. Tom Brady, high spiking. Easy touchdown? Ed Reed, the legend.
Only one touchdown for Tom Brady.
Shut out in the second half.
2 picks. 54 attempts.
What does this do to his legacy?
54. I mean... last couple of years, it's fallen off a little bit, but I don't think it's as much his fault as it is the defensive fault. They have not had a good defense over there in years.
I agree with that.
Their defensive backs suck.
I was just surprised to see him high spike. The great Easy Ed Reed.
I don't know.
That was dirty.
The Patriots are
the spikes came up.
The Patriots are an enigma to me. I don't know how. I mean, they should be better. Their offense should be. I mean, they did not have Gronkowski.
Yeah,
I understand that hurts. That's he's one of the best weapons in the whole league.
He's huge. He's 6'7".
I've stood next to the guy. He's a monster. He's huge.
Did you say what's up?
I said what up, Gronk.
You get him on the show?
No, I don't like him.
He's
a Patriot.
Right.
He's a party guy. He's a fun guy.
This was the whole game. This was the whole change of the game. The change of the pace. Ridley
getting knocked unconscious
by Pollard.
That was bad boy coming up and making
Bernard
a game-changing
Pollard.
play. I liked it.
That was the change. That changed the game. That showed you who was in charge of this game. Who's the physical team that's going to knock you in the mouth.
This is one of those years.
Cause the fumble.
Does defense win championships? Whoever wins this championship this year will say defense won championship.
If nothing else, this Super Bowl is going to be physical. Ravens got stops, got picks, and the game was over.
I'm interested to see how that Ravens defense handles Colin Kaepernick. I mean, the Rams somehow were able to figure him out. They're the only team, I think, that really figured him out. I mean, we'll see.
So does this game affect Brady and Belichick's legacy? The duo. I mean,
it takes Brady down a tiny bit because he's not Joe Montana, who got four Super Bowls and 4-0 and was 3 MVPs. So, I'd say that he's no longer viewed as maybe the golden boy in the Super Bowls, but he still gets the job done. He didn't have Gronkowski. He still gets into the championship game. He still dropping dimes on all kinds of receivers. You know,
Brady 5,949 pass yards in the postseason, most in NFL history. I mean, he's gonna go down top 5 quarterback in history, right?
Yeah. And I mean, with the same offense, I'll put him in there with anybody. You'll put up the same, put him on that 49er team. I'm sure he'd be
And look when he had like a real potent receiver, Randy Moss, what they did.
Yeah.
I
They had
mean,
the best record, you know?
Gronkowski, elite. But what other elite players has he had on that offense?
I mean, Wes Welker, another 8 catches, 117 yards, and a
But
touchdown.
you know what about Wes Welker? He's really good.
Yeah.
But kind of some untimely drops.
Yeah, he does. We said that last week. He drops a couple of
He
ones
dropped
that
that
you're just
third
like,
and
you can't
7.
believe he dropped. You
Yes.
cannot believe he dropped that. You're like, Russ Welker, you're the
Dude,
man.
Brady honestly caught it for him,
Yeah.
throwing it in his hands. 3rd and 7, first drive of the third quarter, drop
All
for
right.
8 yards.
Your initial reaction, the point spread came out at 4 for the 49ers. Who you got, Michael?
Oh, really?
Yep.
For the 49ers?
49ers are favored by 4.
I got to take the Ravens right there. It's going to be a bloodbath.
It is going to be a bloodbath.
It's going to be physical.
I think I'm feeling
It's gonna
very
be like
similar. I'm feeling similar to last
It's going
week.
to be like 24-21.
I like
27,
the 49ers
24.
in a 3-point game.
But that's yeah.
I like the 49ers by 3, not 4.
Yeah.
You know?
But that's
I
early.
think it easily could be a 3-point game.
A lot
and
can
you
happen
push.
in this 2 weeks leading up. I mean, there's parties. People could be strip clubs,
Cocaine binges before the night
cocaine
for the
binges,
game. You never know what
media,
can happen.
circus. I mean, we're trying
Someone
to get
someone might get stopped getting a little Hummer, you know.
Yeah,
around
who was
Super
that?
Bowl.
Eugene
That was
Robinson?
the NFL Man of the Year, getting stopped for getting a little BJ, you know, on the way
Hey,
before the game.
He
Relieve a little
deserved it,
stress,
right?
you know.
He deserved it, right? He's
No
in the
sex,
Super Bowl.
no sex, just a little Hummer for the game.
What about the Ravens this year? I mean, the adversity. Ray Lewis out for the year.
You know,
Torn
more-
tricep.
I've knocked the
Ladarius Webb out for the season. T. Sizzle questionable
torn
for the
bicep,
season.
Ray Lewis torn
I mean,
tricep.
Ray
Hello,
obviously.
Nadas, that's
I
some
kind of was
ankle
knocking
injuries.
him earlier, but
I've been
he's
knocking the
obviously
Ravens
the
all
legend.
year. I have to take my hat off to
He's
him.
the middle linebacker of this era.
And it just, I mean, as much people want to talk smack about Ray Lewis or some of the harder things, you know, the murder rap and everything else. That guy elevates his teammates' play, and there's not many players that do that.
I think he's playing up this playoff.
The great
though.
ones do that.
But he's got him to the Super Bowl, so it's working.
I did not think they should be in the Super Bowl from the
He's playing up this playoffs.
watching them get
I like the way
smashed by
Tony
the Broncos
Gonzalez
earlier.
has been handling the situation, okay?
Tony Gonzalez handles everything with class.
He does. No DUIs, no domestic violence. That's why he's a hometown hero, okay? He's never... You know what he did? You know he saved someone's life over there at Capone's?
No, I didn't know.
Yeah, somebody was choking on some meat, some filet. Goes over there, gives him the Heimlich. Guy spits out the filet. Saved his life. I mean, that's Tony Gonzalez for you. I can't say enough good things about him. All I want to do is see one more year, and that's it.
Please,
Okay?
Tony.
Please, Tony.
One more
For off
your
the top,
fans,
please.
For your peeps. One more.
All right.
All right.
So, hey, Flacco. We talked about him earlier. He was
elite.
a baller.
He's elite now.
Is he an elite quarterback?
You have to say he's elite.
He has no rings.
I don't care. He's hit the most road victories in the history of the NFL in the
He's
playoffs.
inconsistent.
When do you want to win in the playoffs, right?
True.
You want to win the playoffs? And
You know what I want to win? I want to win in the Super Bowl.
The great quarterbacks win on the road in the playoffs. And
He did
that's what
beat
he
Peyton
does.
Manning and Tom
Peyton
Brady.
Manning and Tom Brady
But you know
back-to-back.
what? They
Who
have a
does
great
that?
defense as well.
Well, of course. I mean, and that's...
Let's see what he does in the Super Bowl.
It's like they say about Ray Lewis. Hey, Ray Lewis, he is the reason that the Baltimore Ravens are known for defense. And he's been there about 16 years now.
What about
I mean,
Easy Ed Reed? Who
was there first?
What about the Sizzle?
Were they known before Ed Reed was
What
there for
about
the defense?
Nagata?
Yeah, but they're known for the defense because of one man, number 5'2",
not completely-
Raymond Lewis.
Hey, tell me who the elite quarterbacks are in this league.
That's tough. I mean,
That's
we're gonna
not
go
tough.
Tom
There's only a
Brady,
couple.
Peyton
Super
Manning,
Bowl ring. Peyton Manning, Super Bowl ring. 4 MVPs.
Eli Manning,
2 Super Bowl rings.
Drew
Drew Brees,
Drew Brees, of course.
ring.
Then it starts getting tough. Who's
does.
really elite? You know,
It does.
Matt Ryan, I don't think is up there
he's
yet.
not
He had
elite.
during the regular season.
Hasn't
He
even
may
made it
be
to the
during the
Super
regular
Bowl.
season.
He hasn't even made it to the Super Bowl. He can't be elite. Joe Flacco might be elite in 2 weeks.
Mark Sanchez. Oh no.
What about Roethlisberger?
Yes, yeah, I'd say he's elite.
He's a pretty good
Because
quarterback.
you saw what happened when the
He went
Pittsburgh
down?
Steelers don't have him in there. They are not a good team without him.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, we got Jim Harbaugh and John Harbaugh
The
Super
Harbaugh Bowl.
And your early prediction is?
I'm gonna lean with the Niners. I've knocked the Ravens all year, and they've done nothing but make me look like a fool because they keep coming back and winning, and they keep showing how tough they are, how mentally strong they are as a team. I heard Hello Unada say there's no one outside our locker room last week believes we're gonna beat the Patriots.
I was calling the Patriots.
In the locker room, we know we're gonna win this game. We're gonna hit Tom Brady, and we're gonna beat him.
Okay, I got the Niners by 3.
All right,
but subject to change. Early prediction.
We got a couple weeks on that one, right?
We have a couple weeks. We'll have a show. I'll give you updated prediction next week.
I'll tell you, I don't think it's gonna change for me. I'm gonna go with.
That's what I like right now as well. All right. Well,
we want to talk about it. We talked about some fights last week, didn't we?
We did talk about.
We had some UFC fights on FX this weekend.
Yeah, Rothwell, Gonzaga. Who did you pick?
I said I like the athleticism of Gabriel Gonzaga, and he was able to choke out Big Ben Rothwell.
Lots of wrestling in the first round.
It was a good fight.
They're kind of scrapping around,
Those
rolling around in the mud. Right. They were two big boys.
Yeah.
Gonzaga caught Rothwell's couple good shots in the second round after some wrestling in the first round.
And was able to lock in the
guillotine.
The guillotine choke and finish off Rothwell.
So you think, where does Gonzaga go from here?
It moves him up a little bit. I mean, a couple more wins. He may get another shot at the title. We'll see. He'll have to get another couple good wins, but I don't know. I don't know if anybody really wants to fight Cain Velasquez right now. Dos Santos is bomb. I'd like to see Overeem get back in there and not be on roids and fight somebody. But we did say that you may want to check out some fighter with a weird name, right?
Khabib
Nurmagomedov, or however you want to say it.
Nurmagomedov
against Thiago Tavares. I said throw a little money on this kid. I like his style.
You did.
Right?
I didn't go with him.
God, you haven't learned yet?
Should have.
I mean, that was a fun bet. It was not even a minute and a half in. And
that first strike was not very impressive to me, but
some people's hands hit harder than others.
He got some heavy hands, but then he just went to town. Woo!
About 15, 20 elbows straight to the head on the ground until that guy
he wasn't even protecting himself. The ref let it go.
Yeah, the ref, that was a kind of a sketchy.
Yeah, it was.
I was a little upset with the referee. After about 10 hits to the head of the elbow, you might want to stop it.
After 10, he might not need 15.
Yeah, 15 and 20 might be causing some serious brain damage,
but
some
you
CTE.
Did. Hey, off the top favorite, Khabib.
He's a new favorite of the show.
We'll keep a close eye on his career. His ascent down to the
he dropped down from 170 to 155 for that
mountaintop?
Fight now. Yeah, he's from the mountains of near Ukraine is all I know. You can't even find his hometown on the Google
We're going to
Maps.
keep an eye on that guy. He's an off the top one to watch. CB Dalloway versus Serafan.
All right, yeah, and Serafan is the one who we thought might win this one, but Dalloway in his last two fights has been the underdog and has looked pretty good and come back and won both fights.
I thought Serafin won applying a lot of pressure and movement in the first round.
Yeah, Dalloway, he did his thing. He grinded him. He's a good wrestler who had a suspect chin in my book and has gotten a little bit better. He's training hard. He's getting better in his stand-up. So
that was a good fight.
It was a pretty good fight. I liked it.
That was a good fight.
Decent.
Yeah.
And then Belfort Bisping.
The main event. And did it go as you thought it would?
What did we say? We said that if it went the whole distance, that it favored Bisping because of his cardio. But I said I thought Belfort would KO Bisping in either the first or second round. And I believe we got a second round KO.
First round was boring. Lots of feeling each other out until late when
they were playing it safe.
Belfort rocked him with that left kick. Woo! High leg kick.
I always thought Bisping doesn't have the most solid chin. I think he's gotten a lot better with his training. He's gotten much better all around fighting. But suspect chin to me.
Belfort's left leg high leg kick is devastating.
It was a pretty thing. It was pretty to watch.
All right, did you catch this lightweight bout about Edson Barbosa versus Lucas Martins?
Barbosa,
did you catch this?
He has to be one of the fastest strikers in the UFC.
His speed
is amazing.
Martins, just the biggest wuss I've ever seen, dude.
That guy
He
had
got
won
knocked
9
the F
fights in a
out.
row coming
No.
in smaller events.
He
He wasn't
punched
a UFC. It was
a
his
guy like a
first
guy
UFC
with
fight.
no nuts. He punched like a guy that's nuts have not dropped. 0 power. Shouldn't be able to fight again. It was kind of embarrassing.
He got handled.
Chin.
But I'm telling you,
I'll go into the ring with him right now. I will.
I'm sure he would love that.
Yeah, I'm sure he would. I'll go at him.
Barbosa is he just had a tough loss a couple fights ago, but he's an exciting fighter to watch. So
I'm gonna knock Mark. I want you, can you promote me?
yeah, definitely. We'll get that one set up.
Somebody set up a fight with me and Martins. I want to fight that guy because I'm not impressed.
All right, and it looks like UFC's got another free card this week. We always love the free cards.
Yes, why
Thank
not?
you, Dana White. Thank you, UFC.
Hey, it's just great promotion, right?
Yep, the main
Something
event on
boxing
this card.
does not do.
We got 2 co-main events on this card. We got a title fight of Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson and John Dodson. Dodson was the Ultimate Fighter winner for the lightweights. Whether they're 125s or flyweights, they're little guys, 5'3", 125. But I mean, Demetrius Johnson's a pretty good fighter. Dodson has really been coming on lately. I don't see this fight ending early. I think pretty much no matter what, it's going to be a decision by the judges. I like Dodson a little bit. I was looking at some of his early fights. He had a few he has 5 losses. So I mean, I think he's improved a lot lately. When he got in the show, he got a lot better training. So I think he's getting better, and I think he might pull the upset in this. But I still think it's hard to take away the title from the champ, in a decision.
Who do you got?
I'm leaning towards Dodson on the upset. I think he's plus 180, so 100 gets you 180 back on your bet. I wouldn't mind that, but I'm not gonna. It's coin flip, really.
So you got Dodson.
I'm looking for a decision.
If you were to take a pick, who would you pick?
I'll take the over in this fight. If it's going,
so if you were to pick one
rounds.
to win the fight, who would you pick?
I'm gonna go Dodson.
I'm gonna go with Mighty Mouse. Okay, Demetrius
Can't blame you.
Johnson. We'll talk next week. I feel strongly about this one.
All right, and then the other co-main event, it should be one hell of a exciting fight. There's going to be no shortage of punches in this fight right here, okay? Donald the Cowboy Cerrone against Anthony Pettis.
Yes.
The man who had the kick heard around the world. The first man to jump that I remember, the first guy to ever see jump off the cage and KO the current light heavyweight UFC champion, Benson Henderson. So Pettis has already beaten the champion. He KO'd Ben Henderson when he was in the WEC. This is in Vegas. It's a coin flip, basically. It's minus 120 for Pettis, minus 110 for Cerrone. Cerrone is coming off a loss to Nate Diaz. I think it's going to be a little... I think it's going to be a little bit more of the same for him. I like Pettis. I think he's a little bit better striker. It's going to be a tough fight.
It's going to be a good fight.
It's going to be real. I think Pettis is a little quicker than Cerrone. I think he'll beat him to the punch.
So who are you taking?
I'm going to take Anthony Pettis.
I got Anthony Pettis. We agree on that one.
Yeah.
Cerrone is probably going to win that one now.
Yeah. And
we agree. And this is the one. This is the main event.
In our book?
In my book, this is the main event.
We're going to go the last fight I think we'll see of Mr. Rampage. Quentin Jackson. I think the UFC is getting a little over his over-the-top acting. He's more of an actor now than a fighter.
The guy's a superstar, okay?
No, in his own mind he is. I mean,
in my mind, okay? He's from around here. He gets in
We
trouble.
love Rampage.
He gets in trouble around here. You can see him over there at Sutra going crazy, popping bottles. This guy... Quentin Rampage Jackson
driving cars into other cars and running from the police in a car with your picture plastered on the side of it. Not the smartest thing to do.
We don't condone that, but still, hey, he's a character.
So he had a little, I don't know if it was a prescription problem that was going on there, some kind of overtraining maybe. But he said there's a little issue.
Like Brian Cushing.
Yeah, Cushing. Yeah. We're gonna go. We're gonna make this the old household lock of the week. We're gonna say Rampage doesn't have it anymore. Vegas has him at a 3-1 dog. We're gonna go with Glover Teixeira, the Brazilian, on his way up. We think Rampage doesn't have his heart in it anymore. I think he wants to move on to a little more acting and fighting on some lower promotion cards where he doesn't have to work as hard. I mean, that's just my feelings on it. I mean, I like Rampage. He's a great guy, fun guy, but...
So what you're saying is this week's household
lock of the week.
Lock of the week.
We're gonna go with
Write it down.
Glover Teixeira.
Get the checkbook out, get the credit card out, get the black card out.
It's gonna be a risky bet.
This is gonna be. Hey, do you have it or do you not?
You gotta put a little money up to win money on this one. It's not, he's not a big underdog here or anything. He's a favorite. We're gonna take the favorite on this one. 3-1. We're taking Glover Teixeira over Rampage Jackson. I don't think it gets out of the second round.
So what do the bettors do? They just take Teixeira straight up?
Take Teixeira straight up, yeah.
Okay. You don't seem so confident.
Hey, it's a fight.
Is it going to hit or not? Because I'm thinking about taking out the kiddies' college fund. I mean, is it going to hit?
Hey, we're 3-0 in our last 3. We're going for 4 here, all right? Get on my back and ride me to the bank, all right?
There you go. Teixeira over Rampage in this week's Off the top household lock of the week. All right, nice.
Don't be scared to put a little money down.
House, we got to go over something real quick.
What do we got to go over?
Manti Te'o.
Can't get enough of him right now.
Been in the news, just major, and we gotta get our thoughts. I want to know what you're thinking. I want to know how this happened. How does he not know this girl exists? How could it go on so long? Do you believe him?
I'm thinking
this guy's been seeking attention for a while.
For someone who is so hyped up, the number 2 runner-up for the Heisman. I mean, there's no one falling faster than this guy in the draft right now, I don't think. I mean,
yeah, but the story. Let's just talk about the public humiliation. I mean, this thing is fire. What was his motivation? Was he trying to just fool the public? I mean, the public is just feeling bad for him, sympathizing. Oh, this guy lost his grandmother his girlfriend that he meets and sleeps with and holds her hand and talks to her. I mean, his girlfriend.
I'm hoping it really was the scam that we're looking that it's coming out to be. That he wasn't really playing it up. That he's not an actor.
No, but he talked about his girlfriend
twice
after
he found out.
Supposedly found out.
I also heard that Notre Dame instructed him to do that.
And Notre Dame's playing some big
spin in the PR. I don't know.
What's the end game? What are we going to find out?
The end game is that Manti Te'o is going to be laughed at in every locker room.
How could you let him in your locker room? This guy is not a man.
He makes tackles,
he doesn't. He had a good year. Saw him against Alabama.
He had a great year.
Yeah, you want to know what? He got separated because he came out with their star linebacker, lost his girlfriend, lost his grandma on the same day, and now he goes out against Michigan State. He doesn't go to her funeral because he has a game against Michigan State, and he has his best game of his career. I want answers, and I want them now. Everybody else could be forgetting about this story, but
I didn't really think about it. They're trying to say that
something smells funny.
He said he didn't go to his chick's funeral because he had a game?
Yes. Said he sent her some flowers.
I don't buy whatsoever. That's the biggest crock I've ever heard of.
Oh, he and her.
If it's your girlfriend dies, you're going to miss a game. I hate to tell you. If your girlfriend dies, you're missing the game.
Yeah, him and his girlfriend. If you don't, you're a POS. Him and his girlfriend went to Hawaii to visit his parents. That was a story that came out.
And then he lied to his own dad. So he's a liar. He lied to his own dad about meeting the chick.
I have so many questions about this.
I don't want him on my team anymore.
I don't like him.
Get out of here. You're off.
Hey, I just got a lot of questions. And he started playing up that real emotional, everybody look at me. I'm Manti Te'o. Overrated, first of all. I don't think he's going to pan out in the NFL. No, I'm sorry. He doesn't have first of all, he doesn't have the physical.
Yeah, no one was saying that a couple weeks ago, though.
He doesn't have that physical,
Before the Alabama game, no one was saying that he was a number 2 linebacker or number 1, depending on what board you're looking at.
All he had was, hey, I'm a leader.
All I know is I'm taking Jarvis Jones from Georgia over him right now. I'm taking a bunch of other linebackers over him right now.
Jarvis Jones is a beast.
Yeah.
All I don't know if it's his religious background or what the deal is. But
maybe he's just that naive, dude. I don't know. It's crazy.
But even if he is, it doesn't look good on him.
It doesn't.
One way or the other.
There's no way to spin this on a positive way for him.
No.
It looks bad. It's a black eye for Notre Dame. It's a black eye for Manti Te'o.
I don't know how this happened, but we sent our people out to Manti.
He was hiding from us.
We sent our people to get the interview. Unfortunately, Katie Couric got it. It's going to be on Thursday. I'm going to be watching real closely because I'm going to be looking at eyes. I'm going to look at Flutter eyes. I want to see the truth, and I'm going to see it in his eyes, not in his voice. Okay?
Yep.
Next thing, the other big, huge controversy of the week, Lance Romance, the Great.
I'm gonna
Armstrong.
go looking around. I'm gonna take pictures of anyone I see still rocking a Livestrong bracelet because those things have went out of style faster than I've ever seen anything go out.
It's not in anymore.
Those are like Crocs. I don't know. I mean, dude, who
Crocs?
Who rocks the Livestrong? Who still rocks the Livestrong bracelet? That's what I want to know.
Let me ask you a question. What would you rather rock, Crocs?
Uniball guys?
Livestrong?
Only guys with one ball rock that thing still, or what?
Would you rock a
Livestrong bracelet right now?
Or Crocs?
Would you
or
be
Crocs? Pick.
I would rather rock Crocs. Right now, right? Out to the club even than wear a Livestrong bracelet right now.
Dude, honestly,
that's how bad Lance Armstrong is dropped.
As much as Lance Armstrong is the scum of the earth, I'd still sport the Livestrong over the Crocs.
I feel sorry for all other people that
Did you see his interview with Oprah? Another interview that we didn't get.
I mean, what has Oprah got that we don't? You know?
Nobody even watches that network. Where is she?
I mean, we're in the same studio basically that Oprah does.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, if you have a breaking news controversy, come to our show. We'll interview you.
We may not be as nice as Oprah.
We'll paint you in the best light. And, we'll get your story out. Manti, if you want to get that interview out here, I'm happy to interview you right now. I've got a lot of questions.
The Polynesian people love Off the Top. That's all I know. We got much love for our Polynesian friends.
All right, so Lance, not only does he lie about doing steroids, but those that know that he's lying, he sues.
He accuses them and sues them. Why wouldn't you if you're
this guy's a stand-up, straight-up father of 5, I believe.
Douchebag of the year.
I mean, this is heavy stuff. He, I saw the interview.
He lost his medals from the Olympics. He's lost it all.
Lost $75 million in endorsements.
He's got to give back money too, right?
He said that the $75 million in endorsements were just a little bit worse than lying to his kids or something. Like, I mean, this guy was just on fire. I mean, he doped. You know what? What's crazy? I don't watch Tour de France. I don't watch cycling. I don't care.
You did when Lance Armstrong was winning titles. Don't lie.
I still didn't. I don't watch that, but...
You were proud to be an American when he was winning titles.
No, I don't watch cycling, but the fact is, whenever you'd see him on the Sports Center or whatever, he'd be like, I never tested positive. Go and I'll sue. Not I'll sue, but he did sue.
He's a horrible person. We all know that, Mike. All right?
Tough to explain.
I mean, how was that when he had to go into the Livestrong people and say, I'm sorry, I lied. I screwed you all. You all are going to lose your job now.
Then he tweeted a picture.
You're going to go lose your job. Right, you're working for my company. You're done. We're all going to go. We're coming crashing down.
Tweeted a picture right before the whole thing went down with the whole commission of his 7 Tour de France yellow jackets or whatever. This guy was on a different level.
I mean, right now,
but it's he did good, raised a lot of money for cancer awareness. It's like Jekyll and Hyde. It's one side of him.
Can you imagine his conscience for all those years? How torn apart was he on the inside?
He's Oprah even asked him. He's like, dude, what did you feel? He's like, I didn't feel like I was cheating. I was level playing.
Because everybody else was doing it. He was hooking up all his boys with it too. They just weren't. It's like Barry Bonds. It's like Barry Bonds.
Everybody that knew. They knew not to say anything, or he would sue. He would demean their name. He would bring them down.
But it's like Barry Bonds. You know what? Not everybody has the same amount of talent level. And when you put the same amount of talent level with steroids, the guy with the more talent and he's on steroids, he's going to kill it.
Don't tell me that steroids don't help you in baseball because you still have to hit the ball.
73
you wouldn't be at that level if you couldn't hit the ball.
Exactly.
So you throw a bunch of juice in you. You're going to hit the ball a lot farther and a lot,
And your body's going to recover a lot better and more quickly every day from that, horrible baseball schedule, how hard it is.
Exactly. So, Lance Armstrong and Manti Te'o.
Not our two favorite people right now. All right?
Great weeks.
But it's fun to talk about.
very fun to talk about. Hey, I hope that interview with Katie Couric goes good because I'm going to be watching and we will be talking.
Yeah, that'll be fun to watch.
Because I enjoy this story. It's ridiculous.
Next week, we got our full preview of the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl preview next week. Looking to get some guests on. What else on your mind?
See if our minds have changed on who's going to win that game after a week of prep.
Wait, we both got 49ers by 3 right now?
We both got 49ers. I'm going to buy that down to 3 and lay a little cash down.
Fans, listen closely to what he says, okay?
If you didn't listen closely last week, you might have bet at 4. I said, don't give 4. That's too many.
People were telling me, hey, it was at 4. It was at 4. I said, hey, if you listen to the show, House told you.
We break it down for you.
Exactly.
We tell you how to make that money the right way.
It's like if you don't go out to the wedge if you don't know how to bodyboard, you know?
Don't go out to the wedge.
You're breaking it down like this is what you should do.
Unless you enjoy pain, don't go out to the wedge.
Exactly. This is what you do to win money. Don't look at the spread and be like, oh, hey, this is what he said. You told them exactly what you should do.
I've been having to move. Vegas is coming looking for me right now. They're like, come work for us.
You're 3 for your last 3. So the people should start listening. That's all I could say.
All right. Well, it was a great show. Josh House here.
I want to thank a couple people first. Okay? Right. Mary Jane Alvarez, Tech Wizard. Is she the best?
She's very techy.
Is she the best?
She's the best.
All right. Master producer.
Jeremy Yorba.
Is he the best?
Of course. He's working with us. So you got to be.
We got Craig sitting in. Thanks for coming in. We got to thank Showtime for free, as always.
Our boys at ShowtimeForFree.com.
Always showing us love. For Josh House.
I'm Michael Sperber. Oh, wait. No, that's wrong.
We are out.
See ya next week.